And with that, we should be live.
No.
Keyword should.
Obligatory, no more saying slurs, I guess.
Obligatory, no more slaying slurs. I can't speak. I mean,
When can you ever?
never. This is a staple of my channel. I'm not allowed to speak.
Yes, thank you, Twitch. I definitely needed a notification about the fact that I could grab a $100 gift card for your site for $80. Like I was ever going to put money into your site.
Just buy subscribers. Can you gift subs of your own channel?
I think so.
Alright.
Yeah, you can.
With that information, I need to check the door. I'll be right back.
It makes no sense. But like, I get that he like someone probably rang the doorbell. But just with that information, I need to go check the door.
Getting fucking swatted.
Okay, so I'm like claiming my free games through Twitch Prime.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Electronic Arts wants to access your Google account. Okay, it gives me all sorts of lists. And then it gives me this last thing that I can actually check off or on. See and download your exact date of birth.
What?
Oh! Love that.
Anyway, sure is mighty convenient that happened during the pre-stream and not the actual stream.
What?
Yeah.
A package was at my door for someone who was not me.
Got fucking swatted. Like
I've been waiting for a package for like 3 weeks.
Got him.
The girls like who got pizza delivered to their house like 17 times before they got swatted.
Conveniently, it was a package for a resident of my house, so it's not like...
That's what you think.
Entirely possible.
I could have said something that probably doesn't need to be brought up on stream.
Perhaps not.
Have you already figured it out?
No, but I have an idea.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
I'm lost.
Whispers it in general, like the different chat.
Yeah, that's all I was waiting.
Alright. Well, I have just a couple more preparations to make, so I'll be stepping away for maybe 5 seconds.
How could you? Oh! Okay. Yeah.
And now I return.
The context was there, it just flew over my head.
It do be like that. Steam was recently unable to sync your Hollow Knight saves with the Steam Cloud. I don't believe I've opened Hollow Knight on any other device. What on earth?
Sometimes if you, like, open Steam involuntarily in offline mode, it breaks your Steam Cloud.
That would check out.
You literally just have
stupid.
to reopen it.
I don't think that Steam Cloud has ever actually saved any of my data.
It do be like that.
My favorite.
It is time. We have opened the game. We are currently at 97% completion. We are really getting there. So, first up on our list of objectives, I would like to acquire every charm. And that requires a lot of work. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need a map for this.
Understandable.
gonna use my secondary monitor. That is obviously a
It's
monitor.
your quote-unquote second monitor.
Is it just a TV?
No, it's my
It's a
laptop.
laptop.
Oh, even better.
Indeed. Alright. So,
Making a minimal effort drawing right now,
we
sorry.
love to see it. First off, I'm going to the Howling Cliffs, I think.
I mean, if you're really trying it hard, then are you enjoying it?
No. We've seen what I create when I'm enjoying my art, so.
Yeah. I almost just said sadly. I might do that anyway. I will never forget Bluto.
We don't talk
Yeah.
about Bluto.
Nobody will let me forget that. With my graphically accurate anatomy. Still in my DMs with TJ somewhere, planting
somehow checks
everything.
This is notably not where I want to go.
Oh god, the can of beans.
What?
I'm going through our DMs, and there's... I'm just gonna pin it. It'll be easier.
Oh, the can of beans!
A can of beans.
That was an MS Paint staple after I made your profile picture.
Alright. And now we go in here and almost fail, but don't. My favorite way of getting things done. Ow, how rude.
What?
I just found some things from Jackbox that you sent me that are only a little too, accurate.
Only a little too accurate. How concerned should I be?
It's about bowling, so...
Checks out.
Yeah. Men's 8-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and
No dream nail dialogue. But what we do get is a charm. Oh, now dialogue. Ah, I see you bear my blessing. I can't remember giving it, but my memory has been a little lacking of late. Isn't it just so peaceful here? Such a perfect place to rest. Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Man, our DM's a wonderfully horrible place.
Is it truly wonderful? Or is it just horrible? To a wonderful extent.
I forgot about the candy gore!
What?
Candy gore.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, here, I'll pin both of them. Candy gore and gore of candy.
Goro Candula. TJ, how do you feel about that one?
Not awful, but certainly not great.
I can't really say I'm sorry though.
No! I scrolled and found Pluto. When we were talking about a pedophile and making fun of him.
I don't remember that.
How close was I? Not very.
Oh wow! I literally waited for the pins and then went up just a little bit and found them.
Yeah, yep. I was waiting because I knew where you were in scrolling, so I was just gonna see if you'd find it yourself.
Oh well, no, I just found the candy corn. Like, is it higher than that?
Yes, it's higher than that.
Alright.
Okay.
So now, with both Joni's Blessing and Lifeblood Heart, I have a fascinating strategy for our next charm. So first off,
Carpeted minivan.
Joni's Blessing. Second off, Lifeblood Heart. Third, Fragile Heart. And I can't carry High Blood, actually. Hold on. I need to check something out.
That's not the one you're talking about, but that is the movie that
2, 3,
freaked
4,
you out
5, 6,
because of
7, 8,
realistic death.
This should work, I think. If I'm careful, at least. If not, then this will be unfortunate.
Is...
Has a conversation ever made you feel like you need bear mace?
No.
What's the
Well, probably,
context?
actually.
Just any of our conversations in DMs, honestly.
Alright. So, with enough
And
lifeblood...
there's this ring.
Is this enough? Ah, I'm one off! I'm one off! This is painful. Well,
Ooh.
shit. Well,
Wait, so how do you so with your health there, like how do you do that?
so first off, I have, Joni's Blessing, which turns all of your health into, lifeblood, right? And
Okay.
actually gives you more health. Then we have Lifeblood Heart, which gives you, I think 2 extra lifeblood. And then we have Hive Blood, which makes your wounds regenerate, which includes the lifeblood. Because I was under the assumption I would take a hit on my way down here. I did not, actually. So that means instead I have to go with my original plan. Because, I simply didn't have enough health.
So the crystal ones, those are your like permanents right now, right?
Yeah, the crystal ones are the permanents, and those will be regenerated by, Hive Blood.
Okay.
The
So if you
circle
just
one-
find it,
I could go find another lifeblood, or I could just do this. There's a plan here.
Fill your car with bees.
Alright. Bees, you
Okay.
say?
Yeah.
If I unequip Lifeblood and get Fragile Heart... Just a moment. If I unequip Life Heart, I should now have... Or, Life Heart, what? I can't speak. Alright, let's count this out now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Lifeblood. And I will be streaming to Discord now that I think about it, because I myself
yeah, I
am a
was about to
pioneer
say.
in
I
how
was about to
awkward it is
say.
to co-commentate with stream delay.
Yeah. Also, Megan just pinned something that I forgot that she had sent. It's TJ. It's a TJ edit.
A me edit? Like,
Yes.
I
It's
knew
TJ
you'd
with his
like it.
stand.
checks out.
His stand himself.
In a different hat.
Indeed, that's the only difference.
I had forgotten about that.
Don't worry, so had I.
Oh man.
And now, we wait.
You see the one about the dog?
I
Hashtag
refuse to
white
talk about that one.
excellence.
I refuse to talk about that one. I refuse. You can't make me.
Hashtag white excellence.
What?
You don't want to know.
You're probably correct about that, especially on stream. Anyways, we
100%.
have opened the door. We are simply healthy enough to move on.
You know what? Not even just 100%. I'll make it relevant to the stream. 112%.
112%. You know, you might be correct about that, based on what little I have already heard about it.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Atlantis. You shouldn't have told me. You did. Like, you don't want to know. You shouldn't have told me, but you did. And I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
I think this is the one with the secret. Ow. I think this is the one with the secret. Watch it not be. It's gonna be great.
I think this is the one with the secret. Oh.
Very iconic staple of my channel, to say the least. Here we get Arcane Egg. We can give
Egg.
that to Lem for more Geo. My favorite, how'd you know? But up here, we find Lifeblood Core. So now, if I really wanted to, I could have an entire charm build dedicated to having Lifeblood. It would be wonderful.
I mean, you'd be able to survive a lot longer.
Debatable. Because Lifeblood, while it is great, cannot be healed.
I mean, that's why you put the hive on.
Hive Blood doesn't exactly heal you very quickly.
With that much health, you don't need it quickly.
I can't disagree.
Especially not with your skill.
My skills are one of a kind. One-liner stolen from Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged by Team 4-Star.
It's one of the best lines you could steal, honestly.
Would highly recommend anyone who hasn't seen it see it. Wonderful. If you know Team 4-Star for Dragon Ball Z Abridged, then this just kind of shows they still got it back when it came out, and they still do have it, to be fair.
It shows that they still got it before they did DBZ.
Alright. In the meantime, I'm going back to a pretty standard build here.
I forgot what I was doing because I got too
Perfect.
focused on the DMs of horror.
Alright, now there are a
That
few
is what I
grubs left for me to find. First off, we're going to Queen Station. Apparently, not Queen's Station, Queen's Gardens. I know my directions. I definitely don't
Totally.
get lost whenever I play this game. Anyway, apparently there is a grub directly below us.
Apparently, local streamer looks up guide.
I'm not even looking up a guide, I'm looking at the map. I think this is close enough. I think. I will say I did need a guide for Joni's Blessing when I picked that up. But that was like the first thing I did, so it's fine, right? Right.
Understandable.
Note, it was not fine. This might not be where I'm going, actually. I can't tell with the... Hold on. I have a better idea.
Favorite trick. Taking something that I'm making, flipping it, and then putting it in a different spot and saying it's a different thing.
I love doing that. It seems I may have been misguided. Just maybe.
Okay.
Never mind, I'm just stupid. It is literally a wall you can walk into, and I was right in this corner and didn't even bother holding left for another frame. Why am I like this?
Way you can show the world that you're not as I don't have any words to use here, so I'm just gonna shut up.
I don't have any words that are polite.
It's like they say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Well, what if I want to say the mean thing?
If only more people actually listen to that, racism would no longer exist.
It really depends on what the mean thing is that you're trying to say, whether or not it's acceptable.
Are you saying that racism is
No,
acceptable?
that is one of the examples of things that are not acceptable. But calling someone who very clearly demonstrates that they are a fool is fine.
It's more like calling them a fool out of kindness, because maybe they're just so stupid that they don't know.
Entirely possible.
I think TJ knows.
I am very well aware of how stupid I am.
Oh, fuck. My shaky hand syndrome is starting to flare up.
My favorite. Who needs to be able to control their Who needs to be able to control their actions? Everyone. Everyone does.
Everyone. Everyone.
I have no idea where this grub is. It's in one of these buildings here. As for which one, I do not know. I don't think you're over here. I have no idea what I'm looking for. It's pretty standard for me as far as I'm aware. Is it this one? It is
Pretty
this
standard
one.
for this game. Just not know what you're doing at any given time.
Conveniently, enemies cannot attack grubs. Otherwise, that would have been very embarrassing.
You get the grub out of there and immediately gets beheaded by the knight that was guarding it.
Iconic maneuver here on my channel. Alright, and then apparently we have something in Deep Nest. Or maybe the fungal wastes? I really can't tell. Do you have any idea?
I do not.
I got lost in the starting zone in this game, sorry.
It
Wait.
did be like that.
Is that a grub? Wait.
Huh?
You talking about that grub icon that was just floating out there in the middle
Yeah,
of
in the
Deep
middle of
Nest
the void.
Maze Village?
Yeah.
It might be access through Deep Nest.
Wouldn't surprise me, but I think either way we're heading to Queen Station. I did not mean to kill that guy, but you know what? I can pick up his money, so it's fine.
Oops, I accidentally mugged someone.
Oops, all murder!
Oops, all murdered! I'll fucking do it again!
It's like, I don't know why, but one of my favorite things to do is, not going to the wrong places, but one of my favorite things to do is, like, the Captain Crunch Oops, All Berries cereal flavor. It's that,
Yeah.
but just whatever you want to fill in after. After all. Like, it's a very strange thing, I think, to just constantly reference, but you know what? It's pretty funny.
I mean, they made like 3 of the Oops All cereals, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
All bland little cubes.
Got him. Alright. So. Entirely possible that this is accessed through Deep Nest. I'll give it that.
It isn't the fucking consequences of my own actions.
Truly my least favorite thing to
Well,
face.
well. It isn't the consequences of my own actions.
This is not where I should be.
Hang on.
Hang on, you say. Is there like a breakable wall here somewhere? Yes! This is ow. This is ow. Truer words were never spoken about Deep Nest. Thought I'd fall for your tricks. What a fool. Empty, you say. What a fool. Home. You are free, little one. You, on the other hand, must die. And now, if I'm not mistaken, that should be just about every grub in the game. I'm gonna... Never mind, there's one in Green Path somewhere. That somehow checks out for me.
Cue of extreme stress, because I thought I heard, like, a man's voice. And then went and checked my front door, and it was unlocked.
Oh.
That's no good.
I mean, I live in the middle of the fucking woods, so it doesn't matter.
I mean...
Legendary song by Rob Cantor, Shia LaBeouf would beg to differ.
Out of the corner of your eyes, you see him.
Shia LaBeouf. Oh, God.
Alright, so if...
Well, for what it's worth, I hope a strange man from the woods hasn't invaded your home.
I don't think he did. I looked out the window in my room to see if I was, like, tripping, and saw nothing. And then I went and checked, like, my front door and saw nothing. But all of the doors were locked because I made sure the back door was locked at the very least. Fine. Local streamer man co-host gets murdered on stream.
Damn.
You'll get so much clout, TJ.
Fair
and
enough,
trauma, but mostly clout.
Trauma, my favorite reward.
Indeed.
Alright, now where is this grub that I have not rescued? Pretty much the other side of Green Path. Somehow checks out for me.
Yeah, I tried to play Hollow Knight, and it had been too long since I last played it, so I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to literally call up TJ so he could help me get out of where I was.
It do be like that.
That does sound about right. I feel like that's like the only reason I haven't gone ahead and decided to finish off my Hollow Knight streams. Because I feel like at this point, I would literally just have no idea what I'm doing, where to go, and yeah.
Understandable. The only reason I have any idea what I'm doing week after week is because I've played this game so many times racing Joseph to do random shit.
I haven't even streamed in a while. I haven't wanted to stream in a while. The closest I came to wanting to stream was when I was playing the Page Randomizer the other day, and even then I was like, meh, I don't really want to.
It do be like that. But if you do want to stream, then I will hopefully be available. I don't know. Today might be a bit iffy. I have been invited to dinner by 2 separate parties.
Like, honestly, I think I'm just good with, just, you know, at this point, making just YouTube content.
It's not a bad life, that's for sure. Alright, so the grub that I did not get only makes sense because I could not access this place without wall jumping as far as I'm aware. And with that, that should be every grub in the game. Now watch as I uncover another one somewhere.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, I think we're good here. Anyways, now, off to find the grub father.
Money man.
Money man. Indeed.
He gives you his entire life saving for saving his children.
Ransom money, my
Color-
favorite.
What color should the roof be?
The roof
Yes.
of...
Castle.
Orang.
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 How about dark orang, aka brown?
That works.
I'm not good at
Yeah.
color theory, but that somehow feels wrong.
What, dark orange being brown?
Yeah,
No, brown is quite literally just burnt orange.
that's... fair enough.
Like if you take an image of orange and then just darken it,
And then deep fry it.
it
Like the actual image in an actual deep fryer. Not like the... Not like the adding the lens
Printed out
flare and
image.
making the image blurry.
Oh man.
Hello again, grub father.
I'm making the
I
rocks
will
look
gladly
like
take
rocks.
your life savings. A king's idol. This can be sold for money. Wah-ha, wah-ha, wee. And finally, we obtain Grubberfly's Elegy. This is a charm that we have been missing for a while. And now, with that left, I do not remember what this charm is.
Understandable.
Alright. I have Googled it, and I think I can find it. I think. I will not say for sure, though, because my sense of direction is legendarily awful.
It's legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Indeed. Alright, if I go to Queen's Gardens... the rest of this bench... And, now it seems I need to head to Deep Nest from here. So that's just gonna be... as far left and down as I can make it.
Created a
See you
whole
later.
new layer. Forgot I created a whole new layer, and then panicked when I drew over something.
A whole new layer.
Thank you for the titular style of Gamer Jeff singing.
It's wonderful.
It could be worse.
Gamer Jeff karaoke stream when?
Oh fuck, no.
On the
Dude.
same day as the Gamer Jeff hot tub stream.
Hot tub karaoke.
They are one and the same. Yep.
Now we're getting somewhere.
What do you mean you can't beat Amaranth?
Now the real question is how many people are gonna be there just for the Gamer Jeff nipples?
Oh.
Content.
Subtitles. A child contemplates ending it all.
What? What?
What?
Where'd that come from? Alright. I don't think it's this room, for obvious reasons. Hey Jeff, would you mind sharing with the audience your thoughts on Deep Nest?
I hate it.
Correct. Ow.
Deep Nest is horrible. We need to burn down Deep Nest.
I know many people who would agree with that sentiment. There was a breakable wall there. And now we have reached the Weaver's Den. Hera. I'm intelligent. Let's try that again. And thus we have obtained a Weaver song.
Weezer song?
Weezer song, yes.
Oh yeah!
Why I know that was gonna be the one. Carl Weezer singing Say It Ain't So.
It's too iconic when you bring up the words Weezer song.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Anyways, with that we have obtained every charm. I believe. Ow. Technically, we have some work to do with one of these charms that I did a bit of work on earlier, but, not a lot.
I feel like I've put too much effort in this.
What
No,
gives you that
at this
impression?
Because I started detailing the wood grain.
That may be an indicator. Just maybe.
Alright, there we go. Almost done.
Man, did I really spend that long just looking for the last 2 or 3 charms I was missing?
Yes.
That somehow checks out for me. favorite strategy: wildly swinging and hoping you hit something.
It's the only way to. It's the only way to do it, honestly.
Indeed.
Like
I play fighting games.
if you're if you're swinging with purpose, you're doing it wrong.
It's also how I play Valorant.
See, your first mistake was playing Valorant. Ow.
Second mistake was getting bullied into playing League.
Indeed. And now, you have been trapped in here with me.
I have, and nobody will play it with me, which is even worse.
Indeed.
An even
I'm
worse
sorry, your
punishment.
friends have impulse control.
Yeah, I know. All of them except for TJ.
Indeed. Why else do you think I became a streamer? Alright.
Oh,
This is
great!
not the
You have
correct-
spiders now.
I'm not going to lie, that was actually a complete misclick. I meant to equip Grimchild and not Weaver Song, but I did like an idiot. Anyways, we must now look around the map.
Having a wasp is definitely much better.
Alright, there's one in King's Pass, there's one at Kingdom's Edge, and there's also one... Come on, where's the other one? In the resting grounds. Alright, I'm gonna do the one at King's Edge, or, King's Pass first. Dirtmouth! Time to go raise Grimm's son for him.
Ah, yes. He is a very good father.
At least he bothered finding someone to raise his son. Got him.
Ouch.
Ouch, indeed.
I definitely hit the point of no return on this, and so I'm just putting extra detail into it for fun.
Alright, now where in King's
Understandable.
Pass is this thing? Come on. Here it is. Ow, how rude. He is laughing at me.
You're getting heckled.
I am getting
You're
heckled.
laughing. You're laughing. You're attacking a child and you're laughing.
What is this in reference to?
Just like basically, I think that the way it originally started was like children are dying and you're laughing, or just something. No. Wait, no. It was. Oh, I remember what it was now. I don't remember the line. It was from Joker movie.
Oh, that would check out. Like the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like there was something like horrible going on. Like he was on the interview. There was like something horrible going on the screen. And he was like, "This is happening," and you're laughing.
Hmm. Checks out.
Jeez.
Alright. Now that I've gone and gotten that flame, I need to check something out real quick. And that is, we will be visiting an NPC now that we have gathered what should be every charm. I seriously hope I don't need to actually raise Grimm's child first. Because if not, then this will make this trip awful. Ow.
I'll learn my race to become a father.
Indeed. The knight has taken on a respectable and very noble goal.
Oh yes, 3 young men are dead, and you're laughing
That would explain it.
because after Joker. Well, that's after he like shoots 3 men dead.
Anyways, we have visited Salubra. and earned Salubra's blessing. My dear, a blessing for you. With your excessive patronage and those startling good looks, you've more than earned it.
I don't want
I
Salubra
don't
saying
like this.
I'm an attractive boy.
Received Salubra's blessing.
Oh,
A
that
boon
was even
bestowed by
worse.
charm lover Salubra. Those blessed are followed by beauty and love.
Cut your screen sharing through Discord for a minute, so I just caught it on this, like on the actual stream of her just like fucking kissing you.
Yes. I hope my blessing brings you everything you desire. Don't be a stranger, sweetums.
Do
I will
not
be a
touch me
stranger
ever
from here
again.
on out. Now time to demonstrate what this does. When you rest at a bench, regrettable things happen. On the bright side, it fills your soul. On the downside, Salubra.
So when you rest, you get some soul back, but you also get
Salubra.
a kinky strip tease
Molested.
from Salubra.
Not at all balanced as nothing should be.
I mean, it sounds perfectly balanced.
Oh, hello,
You get
Coral.
to heal yourself after getting molested.
Anyway, a much friendlier face. Again we meet, my short friend. Here at last, I feel peace. Twice I've seen this world, and through my service may have stripped the first experience from me. Not through my service, but though my service. I'm thankful I could witness its beauty again. Hollow Nest is a vast and wondrous thing, but with as many wonders as it holds, I've seen none quite so intriguing as you. Ha! My flattery returns only silent stoicism. I like that. I like that very much. Incredible. And then we can
Is
no
Coral
longer
trying to
speak with
fuck
him.
you?
Maybe.
At the very least, he's showing more restraint than Salubra. Granted, I'm not sure how much of a bar that is. Anyways, we have another of these things.
Oh shit!
What's up?
I went to like save this image and realized it was fucking crooked.
Ooh.
No,
That was
everything's
easy.
fucking crooked.
And now, off to the one in Kingdom's Edge. Grimchild stole
Hollow
my
Knight.
kill.
Hollow Knight has some like wonderful movement,
Indeed.
but it also has some horrible mechanics.
Like,
I mean, like I say they're horrible mechanics, but I mean, like I really hate those big knights. It's not even like a bad mechanic. I just don't like them. But you know what? I will mention a bad mechanic. Spiders climbing on your screen in deepness.
That's not even a mechanic, that's a visual choice, and it was an awful one.
You know what? It's a mechanic. It's how you get people to alt F4
Uninstall
the game.
Uninstall the game. There's spiders on my screen. There's nothing I can do about it.
It's how you get people to smash their monitors in.
Yeah, so the one big,
After
like,
the release of Team Cherry's Hollow Knight, several computer monitors have been found in the garbage with actual massive holes straight through them.
It's just like that what was that video? It was like the maze game, but at the end of it was like the jump scare with like the grudge face.
Yeah.
It's the clip of that guy
fucking
playing
Falcon
that, just like
punches.
yeah, he just like freaks out and punches straight through its
the
monitor.
Yeah. That will do it. Alright, here's
Alright.
the guy.
So, I made one, added vines to it,
I don't
thought
wanna
it
talk
looked
about
fucking awful, removed the vines, was gonna send you both and give you an option of looking at both, realized the vine one is crooked, I'm not going back and adding them again. So you get crooked and not crooked.
My favorite options.
That sounds like the option I got when I was born. Jesus.
Which one did you select?
Crooked.
Apparently crooked.
Ooh, got him.
Look at how fucked the second one is.
Like, what? How did you do that?
I don't know.
That's something we all want to hear when commissioning art.
Like, what?
It's so fucking crooked and I don't understand how.
Alright, time to go see Grim. We've raised his child. Another stage of development.
I don't understand how adding vines fuck the background.
No, the background was always crooked. I just never noticed.
How is it worse?
Don't worry about it.
Like,
It's on an entirely different tone.
The child burns with flame. Master is waiting for you. Oh god. I just hear Grunkle Stan. Burn the child!
burn the child.
Gravity Falls is a wonderful series, by the way. Would highly
We
recommend.
need more.
Indeed.
I made it less zoomed out.
Hello, Grim. Wonderful, wonderful! My kin arrive and the time has come. This searing fire, it carries well the ritual's promise. Dance with me,
I
my
like it
friend.
though, Megan.
The crowd
What's
awaits.
up?
I like it.
Show them you are worthy of a starring role. The ritual. Ow. Was not expecting that.
If you send me your profile picture, I'll add it into the castle somewhere.
It has been a hot minute since I fought Grim, I'm not gonna lie.
See, I think the only issue with that is, like, I've already got the thumbnail made up. And
Oh
that
no,
comes
just
out
for
in-
fun.
Oh, just for fun, I think it either named Untitled or some crap like that. Unnamed.
I'm gonna leave this alone, I think. Why did I think I could heal?
Where?
Actually, here, let me
Stop
send you
doing
my
run-up
Discord
BP.
profile picture.
He returns to neutral so he can DP.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Alright, I stunned him. We're gonna take this opportunity to heal. Alright, great. I must leave that alone, actually. I can't damage it with my nail. Ow. Ow.
I'm just gonna send you a screenshot of how the image inserted itself into the canvas.
Oh no. Wow, it seems like Grim is quite literally just a faster version of the Hollow Knight.
No, there are some more distinct differences between them.
Most of his moveset's the same.
Fair enough, I can see how someone would think that. Ow.
You don't have your quick charge on, do you?
I do not. I don't need it.
Rip.
Got him.
Nice.
Ah, he's gonna spawn on me. Need it not. We're safe. For a moment.
Ooh.
So it automatically inserted and made me a royal cat girl.
Fascinating. We have defeated
Hell of a
Grim.
sentence.
Pretty standard thing to do for someone after you raise their child. You must prove that you are the better parent. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, sure.
Masterful! Even a vessel discarded bears fierce strength. I can't read. Fine craft, dear worm, and perfect tool to prolong the heart of Grim. Bravo, my friend! Hear how the crowd adores you. They've not seen such a show in a long time. Look here, how our child has grown, nourished and strengthened by the heat of our passionate dance. The two of you will feature in many tragedies and triumphs together, I'm sure. And so our great ritual nears its end. Will you continue to harvest the flame, even though now you surely see the path it illuminates for us? Our scarlet eyes will watch you keenly, friend.
Are there more flames for you to gather?
Indeed. Go out into the darkness, harvest the last lingering embers of this kingdom, then return to me, and we will complete our dance. On an unrelated note, tink, we find a charm notch. How wonderful. Now this might be
yeah, this late in the game, what could they give you other than charm notches?
Good question. The ability to not
so you
see
let Soap
Saluba
die
when
in
I'm
this
at
run.
benches. That would be great. So now,
Understandable.
the remaining flames are... There's one in the hive, one in the ancient basin, one in the
One in the
fungal
Mantis
core,
village.
and
I
one
wanna
in
know
the
if you
distant
can read
village.
what that says.
So I'm gonna go after the one in the hive first, I think. Or I guess, really I should go after the one in the basin first.
Go away.
How concerned should I be
Go
as to
away.
what's going on?
Don't mind us, we're just...
The A looks really fucking stupid.
I like you masterfully slanted it as well. It's just like poking through the window, go away.
Go away.
Checks out somehow. Alright, our first step, or stop, I guess. I was trying to figure out whether I was trying to say first step or first stop, and it did not go very well. Ow! That didn't go very well either.
Our first scoop.
I actually flinched in real life because of that. I love the sound effect of taking 2 hits of damage.
It's wonderful.
I don't need ears.
The full res one. Go away. Go away.
Ah! I've collected a flame.
Hey, just like another 17 of those to go, right?
Only 3.
So I started a animation project that I've now completely fucking abandoned because I ran out of layers in Procreate.
You ran out of layers.
I
on
ran out
earth
of
do you do
layers.
that? How many layers does this have?
Well, I see, I would tell you, but like, all of them are named layer 14.
Oh,
That won't get confusing at all. How many layer 14s do you have? Too many? Too many.
So okay, so I have layers 1, 2, 3, 4, There's no 5 or 6. There's 2 layer 7s. There's 2 layer 3s. There's no layer 13. And there's...
Alright, we've got a bit of a ways to go, and I think I want to change out my charms, but conveniently there is a bench in the hive.
Yeah, conveniently there's a bench in the hive.
It's
Unconveniently,
50
what happens when you set up the bench?
There's 50 layer 14s.
Well, I guess if I'm
How
fast
many?
enough, nothing in particular.
50... Like, 5-0.
God.
Alright, so we, this one. No! I wasn't fast enough. Salubra showed up for like half a second.
See, the ideal thing there, TJ, would have been you get all of the charm notches, and that was literally the last 1% you needed.
62 layers.
That would have been a good idea, but unfortunately I do not think
62 layers.
Yes.
Fun.
And all the vast majority of them are layered 14.
Nice.
Understandable.
Ow.
Yeah, so I made the mistake of trying to have like a little, like a text block, trying to animate out some text before the full animation. And so the entirety of the text, I didn't even finish the text. I didn't even finish the text before I got to like the animation part. So I'm kind of just like I've completely abandoned this project. And it just sits dead.
It do be like
He just sits there.
Yep.
Pow, you are dead.
Yeah. But I have a frog that's getting waterboarded while gaming. If you'd like to see that. His name is the Content Frog. Based off of a fountain that I found online while looking for frog water fountains. If you've ever happened to look at my banner on Discord, that is he.
That was, ow! He. Ah! Well, you know what? I'm gonna make a tactical retreat. One.
Yeah, yeah.
How
What's
concerned
up?
should I be?
It's just a frog! Mouse, not even a keyboard.
He doesn't need one.
This man's playing Muse Dash for content.
We love Muse Dash here. As someone who has no rhythm, we love Muse Dash.
Got no rhythm.
So you're saying that you ain't got rhythm? Phineas and Ferb has too many good musical numbers. And frankly, I'm here for it.
I really like the synth musical number. That then became slang for something else years later.
Indeed. Iconic. Ow. Speaking of iconic. I didn't need eardrums anyway.
Here, I've got this that I really enjoy.
And that is 2 flames consumed. Now, we can go to... I'm gonna go to Distant Village, because that's actually relatively close to a station somewhere.
I'm realizing we're great commentators. We've just been laughing at like
That's completely unrelated content.
Microsoft Paint stuff like the entire time.
We love MS Paint here.
upgraded from MS Paint. Now I can make worse things at higher quality.
Also, I'm so sad
Why?
James came home today.
Oh,
be
I'm
like
sorry.
I know.
You think if I gave him my new address, he'd order me Uber Eats again?
I mean, he is not that much of a simp, so probably. Actually, no, at the moment, he doesn't have money.
Aw, that's sad. I don't think Uber Eats still lives out here anyways. I do, unfortunately, genuinely live in the middle of the fucking woods.
It sounds like the start of some kind of creepypasta. Just like, I worked for Uber Eats, and one time I received an order that was apparently supposed to be delivered to the direct middle of the woods.
I've had to do that. It was DoorDash, but yeah.
Same premise.
The best part is you have to drive, 15, 20 miles from the nearest town out here on the old highway. And then you have to take a gravel road into the middle of the woods.
Fun.
Alright.
I mean, there's multiple houses out here. There's a sign. There's a big sign.
There is a sign.
There is a sign signifying that this is the place that you should be. It says, this is the place you're delivering to.
It literally just says, yes, this is where you're supposed to be. No, do not fucking call me.
Got him.
I
Alright.
honestly wouldn't blame them if they got fucking lost, because there's a connecting road connecting to another connecting road that you have to drive a quarter mile up to get to my house.
It's not the place.
Okay.
Which is at the, top of a long hill. With a bendy gravel driveway. It's hell to get out of when it rains.
Hello there.
Sounds like it.
I remember you.
Babala, Geno.
You came. The red flame I have gathered from this dead kingdom. You would claim it, for our master, for his final act. The ritual plays itself out once more. We are like the notes in an old song, you and me.
And it's the beacon.
Endless, repeating songs of sacrifice, of servitude, for the ritual, for the troop, for the master. Even this child was born into invisible chains.
Sego Nala.
So we serve. Thus it has ever been. Yes? Take the flame then. It is why you came here. Nifty, I get the flame without having to fight something.
Baba Gondala.
It is done. And yet, it is not merely by fortune that we meet here, in the darkness, furthest reaches of the world, where my master's scarlet eyes cannot see us. A song that never ends is no song at all. You take part in the ritual, yet I sense you truly have no master. Is it so? Perhaps together we can banish that livid flame and let this dead kingdom rest in peace. If you wish to silence the endless song, meet me where it began. But if you return to the master and complete the ritual, as long as you do it without regret, I will bear you no hatred. Alright, I'm just gonna ignore that. So this presents us with a choice. Either we can go and talk to Brum at the very start of our journey at King's Road, or we can ignore him and just go straight back to Grim. Guess which one I'm doing.
Not the smart one.
Not wrong. Before that, though, now that I think about it, I should probably get this, mask and this vessel fragment finished, shouldn't I? So I need...
Most likely.
I need to look at what, mask shards I'm missing. Because there's one in particular I know I'm missing, and another one that I'm not actually sure about. So I bought all of Sly's. think I beat the Moloch, right? I got the one from Grubfather. Let's see. Nope. I'm pretty sure I got Bretta's. I did. Let's see.
Wait,
Wall in the Hive. Given by
Is this game-
Steam.
okay. Jesus Christ.
Pretty sure I got the Rage Guardian one. I do not remember which one I'm missing, actually.
Why did you buy Fantasy Grounds? You paid for Fantasy Grounds.
In what?
On Steam.
I don't even think I've heard of that.
Ah, I can't.
Fantasy Grounds Unity.
Oh. So I was trying to run a D&D campaign at one point.
Let's see.
This is going to be completely unrelated for my search, but I'm going to go here anyway. There's a plan.
I'm going to play Leaf Blower Revolution again.
Yeah.
Fucking what?
What?
Fucking what?
Leaf
That's
Blower
what's up here. Never mind.
Revolution. Do you
I'm not
wish
gonna
to
question.
have? Do you wish
No,
to
I don't
play?
want. No.
A new hand touches the beacon. Oh my god!
I don't need context. I'm good.
Well, time to look at all the locations, I think. For these, mask shards to show up.
He's showing me
I've already
rewarded
got
for
that.
doing nothing. This is an idle game.
There's lore! How do I turn the music down?
You do not. You must deal with it.
It's so loud!
You simply die.
You shall die.
Dude, why is there lore?
Wow, you are dead.
Alright, so I've got the Crossroads, I've got the Grubfather one. I guess up next I check Queen's Station? I'm pretty sure I would have gotten Queen's Station one. I will be genuinely ashamed if I didn't.
What an air compressor. I don't remember how to play this game. Why are there so many Roombas?
Buzz?
Why are there so many?
See, I would be trying to commentate on the actual game here, but you're at a point where I don't know what you're doing anymore.
I'm looking for the mask shards, and I have no idea where they are. Well, I know where one of them is. I just don't know where the other one is.
It leaves.
On the bright side, I know where a bunch of them aren't.
Thank you, DJ.
I mean, I guess that is the first part of knowing where something is, knowing where it isn't.
Yeah, no, he's got a point.
Alright, so, Man,
Welcome back, farmer. You were away for 555 days, 18 hours, 24 minutes, and 37 seconds. You shouldn't be rewarded for doing nothing, but this is an idle game, so here you go. I was gone for 555 days exactly, and then I came crawling back.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, it wants me to buy these.
That's how the idle game addiction works, honestly.
Indeed.
A large trout.
Something tells me you're finding that a little too funny.
Whatever gave you that impression.
I have no idea. I haven't the foggiest.
There's a prestige, a super prestige, and an ultra. What do you mean?
Interesting.
I'm so fucking lost. I've never been more lost.
Don't worry, so neither have I. And we're lost about completely different things.
Yippee. Cheese converter? What?
Haven't you ever wanted to convert your cheese?
5,000 of this green
yes.
that I
mean,
don't have.
On the other hand, I've never really... I've never wanted to convert my cheese, no. I didn't know it was religious.
Converts 5k borbs to 1 cheese. Converts 500 cheese to 1 beer.
What?
I don't.
I'm no culinary expert, but that doesn't check out.
I don't know. What is DLC? Is it like Bitcoin? Am I mining Bitcoin?
The only proper question.
Am I mining Bitcoin?
It can be Santa Claus.
Nothing you have said has not confused me.
I'm
A
so
master
lost.
of chaos. Such chaotic
Printer.
energy that even...
Orb. Is that the use? I'm clicking use, but it's not doing anything.
Ow.
Oh, I can purchase different cursors.
Alright, I think I have a pretty good idea where the last mask shard I'm missing is. Well, the last one before. The one I actually know where it is.
Yeah.
You know the one
I mean,
I'm...
as long as you have an idea.
Jeff, do you know the one I'm holding on to, by any chance? To do last?
I do not.
You do not?
Oh
boy,
boy,
it'll
I
be possible to get
unlocked
there.
more lore!
I feel like you've already gone through the trial of the fool, so...
Well, Trial of the Fool doesn't give you a mask shard.
I bought a farming certificate. I'm an official farmer now.
Nice.
Weren't you just supposed to be blowing the leaves?
I'm a leaf farmer.
How does one farm leaves?
No idea.
Is it the same way that you train handicapped?
Clarify?
All you need to know is Joseph. That's all you need to know.
I mean, that makes it worse!
Exactly.
I'm not in it for the apples that come from the trees. I'm in it for the leaves. Man, these leaves are mighty heavy.
You know, there's a non-zero chance I'm entirely wrong about this. And I came here for nothing, despite having just been here.
I'm just gonna... There we go.
Interesting.
And I wish I knew what this meant.
Alright, I appear to have been mistaken because I already have this one.
And there's no, like, way of actually checking which ones you've gathered or not.
I do not
Really
believe
via
so.
the map or anything.
Looks like I've done enough playing of this game to last me like
Another
Yeah.
558 days.
yeah.
Iconic.
Disable the turning of my special leaves into other leaves. No, my streaks! As you can tell, I care very dearly about logging into things every day.
Very dearly.
You know, like Leaf Blower Simulator?
Got him.
I mean, so far I've lasted almost 200 days into logging into an arbitrary game in hopes of maybe potentially winning $71,000.
I mean, when $71,000 is on the line, that's fair.
I actually, it was only $10 online. I'm just petty.
Understandable.
I'm only out $10 whether I win this game or lose this game. And it's funny enough that 7,141 people entered, so without taxes, anyone who wins would make $71,400 exactly. Before taxes. After taxes, you'll get like 17 cents and a kick in the nuts, but
Iconic.
Understandable.
I've done this for 198 days.
And what's the win condition?
Everyone else doesn't log in. Which you would think that people would have a lot more will to win money, but out of the 7,141 entries, only 961 people are left after only about 200 days.
Huh.
Which is disappointingly less people than I would have initially thought. You know, I feel like you'd assume that people on the internet have a lot more will to do things because they're petty, but in fact, I guess I'm just wrong.
See, it's the fact of, like, forgetting it, honestly.
Yeah, but botting's allowed. Like, you could make a bot, and yet people don't.
Huh.
I mean, a lot of people have. But a lot of people haven't.
Well, why have you haven't?
Why have I haven't? Because I'm petty, and I would like money.
Good. Why not set up a
But
bot?
not enough to not be petty.
Because I don't
Alright,
trust
where
a
on
bot
earth?
to log in for me.
Understandable.
I don't trust my ability to make a bot to log in for me, and I don't trust someone to make a bot for me that wouldn't just have a fucking kill switch. If I asked one of the people in the server that I'm in for this game and be like, hey, I'm looking to have a bot made, they could probably put a fucking kill switch in it, and what would I do? Just get bent. While I'm out here playing my 556 days of leaf blowers.
Iconic. Alright, so that guess was wrong.
It just occurred to me that there's only 2 leaves here.
Only what?
There's only 2 types of leaves in the area that I was in. Regular and whatever the fuck those are.
My favorite kind of leaf.
I did unlock more lore, though.
No, I don't believe this is what I'm missing.
Alright, I've
Nope.
played enough of this
Not
game to last another lifetime. Time to uninstall it again.
Well,
I'm like trying to figure out if there'd be a way for me to like look it up and be able to help you out, but at the same time, I'd have to know which ones that you already collected.
you'd have to, like, painstakingly scour the VODs, so I'm just checking them in a random order, hoping that the one I happen across is the correct one.
Honestly.
I can never play this game ever again.
No?
So,
Go look at my playtime for Leaf Blower Revolution, Jeff.
Please tell me it's exactly 69 hours.
I would hope it's not hours and more minutes.
Well, it's an idle game, so... Or,
An idle game that she hasn't logged into for 500 days.
Fair
No, on your thing here, it says 7.0 hours, not 6.9.
What?
dang.
It says 6.9 in my library. It matters to me.
Alright, let's take another look at this.
It was a devastating loss.
Truly.
I forgot that I completed Helltaker in under, like, an hour and a half.
It do be like that. Ow.
That's a
place.
What's up?
So I'm playing 14, like FF14, and I just found a player name that I have to get a screenshot of.
Hmm.
I think it's about as iconic as Fondle Death Knots.
Alright, this is the one I was missing. Ah, thank God. I finally found it. Now to have fun with the last one.
These do not talk about the severe beatings.
What? Is that the character's
is
name?
What?
Is that
No,
the character's
no.
name?
No.
But what on earth are you talking about?
Please do not talk about the severe beatings. What it was like working with Jay Schlatt.
Hmm. Man.
So TJ, the name is Sugma, Sugma,
Yeah.
Palzak, Paulzak.
Hmm. Checks out.
Ooh, I don't like that. Chest, but if your pawn can move, it has to.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
You know, you saying chess reminds me, I downloaded Auto Chess and then never played it.
Hmm.
Yeah? What is auto chess?
I have no idea. I got it for free through Epic a while back.
Hmm. Wait till he finds out it's just teamfight tactics.
Oh, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. I don't like that. I'm sad because I thought it might actually just be chess.
Automatic game of chess? No. No,
I got played.
that you did.
Unlike the game itself.
Got him.
Yeah. Did you know that in December, all of the work that TJ put into unlocking most of the champions in League of Legends will suddenly be invalidated?
Indeed. It's gonna be great.
And all of the work I put into unlocking every fucking character in Valorant is going to be invalidated?
Indeed. It's gonna be great.
For context, Riot Games has now partnered with Microsoft, and they will be releasing a bundle for all of the Xbox Game Pass holders.
Joke's on you, I have no intent of holding Xbox Game Pass and don't already have it.
Oh, I definitely plan on making a new Xbox account
Just
and
for
getting
that.
the $1 a month subscription.
Like the free trial, like not free trial, but like the discount trial.
But yeah, and then just getting all of that unlocked because I'm pretty sure it comes with some like skins and exclusives too.
Entirely possible. Anyways, now for our last mask shard, we will be going to the resting grounds.
See, instead of that like warp thing, Agnest, I thought it said Sugma. I was really confused.
So, my favorite location in Hollow Knight, Sugma. Alright, now where on earth was I going again? This is,
Yes.
yeah, I know where I'm going, actually.
Both my iPad and Apple Pencil are like severely almost dead because I haven't charged them in like a week.
You know, I may have lied about knowing where I'm going. Hold on, where am I going, actually?
I'm a cruel god. I never charge my iPad all the way.
Ah.
Get charged like once a month.
It do be like that. Anyways, this breakable
You're no longer an
ceiling here.
iPad owner. You for now. You're now a landlord. You charge your tenants once a month.
Except when I get around to actually playing on my iPad, I turn into a fucking iPad kid. So it's a bad combo.
I'm just gonna set that there. And speak to this
I
person.
turned into an iPad kid.
Ah, Mel, this world, this cruel, sinful world. Why does Choek? Why does it persist? I read persist as perish. I'm actually awful at reading. Literal opposite meaning. Ah, Lemel, you could not know of tragedy as complete as chess. Two lovers stripped apart, two worlds that could not meet. I'm like trying to be French, and I'm pretty sure I'm being offensive to every French person in history. I'm
No,
gonna keep
continue to
doing
be offensive. It's good.
And
You
now,
can't be
beloved
offensive
lover,
to the French. They're already offensive enough.
dead so long in time,
Curse.
dead so far away. Burn, wanna? Aye. Amongst this hateful kin that did deny our union, that did reject his outsideness. She doesn't
isn't-
suppose? Nalo,
fun.
Nalo. Could she ask? Could she burden? Emer, couldst you deliver gift to her grave? The gift is maybe small, but the trek is long. She rests amongst her kind near our queen's lush refuge. Would such a thing be done? She asks perhaps impossible things, mad things. For the mare to take upon such a quest would be a kindness she has near forgotten. No. You turn away. Chas should have expected such. This world is not one of favors, only of heartache. This is the beginning of the Delicate Flower quest, which will be fun. So fun, in fact, that I'm intentionally going to play it in the worst possible way.
This is an upsettingly cursed bundle that I've never seen before. Your favorite dragon and Bandicoot are back with Spyro and Crash Remastered Game Bundle. You get 2 fully remastered trilogies. It's a fucking $80 bundle currently on sale for $31.26. The Spyro
My God.
Remastered Trilogy and the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy Remastered.
I was going to pick it up and then I realized, wait, I already had both of those.
So here's the best part, is they're both on sale right now. One's 50% off, the other is 65% off. They've bundled them together, and you save an extra $2.72 if you buy the bundle.
Now, those of you who have never done the Delicate Flower quest among us may ask, where on earth am I going, and why did I just leave that? And the answer is... fascinating.
I missed it.
Actually, no, this
The
is
answer is
intentional.
I missed it.
That would be pretty funny, I'll give it that.
Is this Magic the Gathering, except it's just very low effort?
Entirely possible.
It is. This is just low effort Magic the Gathering.
Fun.
Interesting.
The heck, oh, sorry, it's not a go against people type of game. It's a village builder.
Somehow checks out. It is at this time that it becomes painfully obvious that a sense of direction does not exist for me.
Fine.
Basically, the premise is, if I accept that gift, I will be given a delicate flower that I must bring to a location within the Queen's Gardens. And I, having no sense of direction, must route out my map, or must route out my, way there first.
Spit.
If I get hit even once, the flower breaks, and I must start all over again.
Ah.
Fun, isn't it?
I was gonna say, why can't you just start it now? Now I understand.
And while it is entirely possible that one of my caliber could technically do this, I suck at video games, so I will not be doing that.
We will be getting 111, not 112.
Ah! So instead of doing this the honorable way, I can take a fascinating loophole. And if you don't rest at a bench, all of the, or not all, but most of the enemies you have defeated will not actually be considered there anymore. So, if I clear out a large majority of the enemies on my way, that should, in theory, make the experience significantly easier, right? Because then that's another source of damage mitigated. I'm taking a very roundabout path, to say the least, but there is a plan here. If I cut through the Fog Canyon, I need to find the location that will actually, lead there. So, I want to go through the, second one down, it seems. Or maybe first. Or... no, I just want to go through the bottom door, I think. Ow.
Yes. Let your little guy kill everything. It'll hit those things. So you
Hit
can
the
be a
ones that
mile away by the
self-destruct
time
and
they
track.
explode.
It's a brilliant plan for a brilliant strategist such as myself. Alright, now... if I were to head down from the archives, I think.
Now the question is becomes: does Grimchild actually attack those
Yes.
suicide bombers?
Yes, as far as I'm aware.
Rest in pieces.
Indeed. I will not be unequipping Grimchild, as I would rest at a bench and negate the entire purpose of me doing this.
You could always have him attack them now, though.
Wait, what?
You could always have him attack them now.
Hmm. Indeed. Actually, as far as I'm aware, the Fog Canyon jellyfish do come back. That's the fun part. Alright. So, if I'm not mistaken, the location I need to go to is, Alright. We're gonna come up here. And, head over... this way.
I'm gonna head out for a little bit.
Alright.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna cook some dinner.
Not a bad idea.
Indeed.
I will see you guys in a bit. I might pop back in if you're still streaming after I eat.
Alright. So this is not the room, I don't think.
Alright, see you later.
See ya.
See you guys.
Alright, where is this room actually? It's not here, that's... Oh, it's down one from here. Yeah, this room was completely unnecessary upon closer examination. I definitely know where I'm going.
Indeed.
Ah! Alright, if I go down from here instead of straight across into this room, this right here is our target. Here sleeps the traitor's child. So now that I've made my way here and have some semblance of an idea where I'm going, we return to the place we began our journey at, and actually accept the gift this time. Oh, does the heart beat a moment? Share pain of grief and hope to soothe it. This is not French, I don't know what accent this is. Would you convey Che's final gift unto her lover's grave? Yes. Delicate flower. Rare boon you grant, Lemaire. It will be Che's last request. After this, never shall she lay a burden on another. A sacred flower is the offering. It is a rare, delicate object, one of a kind. You must cherish it. It must act as though it were your own heart. If you were to get hurt whilst carrying it, or did to attempt to ride those jostling transit beasts, it would forever be destroyed. Her grave lies in the middle of the Queen's overgrown estate. It is surrounded by her kind, who will not look kindly on your trespass. Take care, Lemaire. My hopes I place upon you, and my fervent wish that this small solace may come to pass.
I'll be right back.
Alright. So we have been granted the delicate flower, and given the goal to make it all the way to that, to the traitor's grave, or to the grave of the traitor's child, without getting hit once. It will be a journey, to say the least. Not like that. Here. So, funny thing, you can ride the tram just fine, just not the stag. Just not the stag. If you take the stags at all, you will break the flower. And, if you take the trams, though, for some reason, it stays fine. So my intent is to simply clear the, path clear a path, I suppose. Make my way to the place, and try getting there without getting hit. Easier said than done, but with these preparations in place, hopefully I should do a somewhat okay job at it. Before I move on, I'm going to prep just a bit. And by using the Dream Nail on these golems, I can go ahead and get some soul. Mostly for projectile uses. If I can time at all. Which I cannot do, as many people know. Perfect. We have filled up on soul. We can now attack if we are... We can now attack from a respectable distance if we are ever beset by danger. Wait for that. Headed to Fog Canyon. And here is where most terrible mistakes happen for me. Alright, into here we go. Pray that Grimchild doesn't set those off. Grimchild, why? Well, we tried. You know what? I'm done with that. We're not clearing the path. I need to unequip Grimchild.
Rip.
Well, all the enemies are back, and we have broke the delicate one-of-a-kind flower. Oh, why? 'Tis sacred, precious gift, one-of-its-kind flower, ruined. 'Tis love denied her final gift. Such suffering for Che, such misery. Che thought she could bear no more. I suppose Che does have one more flower, though. But, Le Maire, this one is equally sacred and equally fragile. Worst one to accept such quest, it must become Mel Precious Heart. Would such a thing again be tried? Sure, why not?
Now, can you try this infinitely, or is it just like...
It's infinitely, but, still feels bad.
Okay.
Then this new sacred, one-of-its-kind flower she shall give you. As she warned before, it doth become precious as one's heart whilst hill. If you were to get hurt again whilst carrying it, or did to attempt to ride those jolting transit beasts, this one too shall be destroyed. Though my faith in one has been challenged, my hopes are still with you, Le Maire. And thus we will try once more. And you might ask why I haven't bothered dream gating, like the end result of my journey, instead of what I'm doing now. And that is, using the dream gate will also destroy the flower. So, unfortunately I can't cheese that quite like that.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to look at or listen to Salubra, I do want as much soul as I can possibly get for the journey up ahead, because spells are probably going to be the only way I make it out of this safely. Try and play a bit safely. Just a bit. Not dealing with you, or you, or you. Now this is where the fun begins. He's gonna run away from that one, personally. And now, I try to regain my soul. That should be enough, in theory. And back away from that one. Get some more soul back in the meantime. Hold on, which room did I just get out of? Oh, right. Gonna get rid of that one off screen. Get some soul back. Alright. You know what they say, slow and steady wins the race. So it's precisely time for me to be neither of those things. As I enter Fog Canyon. I will be making frequent use of the ability to look down.
Understandable. It is a very useful ability, especially in a 2D platformer.
Indeed. Alright, so let's just cross the archives. And then I want to head down by one, I believe. Or actually, I suppose I could take the entrance from the room to where we got Howling Wraiths, but I don't think I want to do that, actually. I'm just gonna go through this Queen's Garden entrance. Man, where's Joseph when you need him?
I mean, what is, you know, world famous streamer protagonist need with Joseph?
Nothing particularly. Mainly emotional support, because doing this quest is stressful to say the least.
Yeah. and sadly I can't provide much, as I really don't know. Like, I know the basic premise, and I know that's going to be difficult, and very, very infuriating.
I'm most of the way there. This is literally the last room. All I need to do is not fuck it up. You have no idea how convinced I was that I was going to fuck it up right there.
I completely understand.
Oh god. It worked. We have delivered the delicate flower. And so we shall dreamgate back to the Grey Mourner.
Too bad you couldn't Dreamgate 2 there.
Indeed, otherwise the flower would be destroyed.
Lemaire.
Me! Lemaire, you have done this thing. Is it possible? This world's greatest cruelty. I thought it overwhelming, but Lemaire, such great compassion. That chaste love would know her partner's heart, even an eon past. Is it that, Lemaire? Such grief can end. Che can end. And I, dear love, che too can end.
Lemaire.
It's not French. I have no idea what accent I've given this person. Anyways, with the Grey Mourner no longer in this world, we shall collect our final reward. One more mask completed. We now have the maximum number of masks. Unless you have, like, heart equipped or something. Anyways, now, one more preparation before we go ahead and, take on Grim again. We shall look for the last soul vessel I'm missing. Come on. Where can I find these? Or vessel fragment, I think they're called. Yeah. They're called vessel fragments. I need to find where that one is. I'm missing one. Alright, so I bought all of Sly's. Alright. I have no idea which one of these I'm missing, but I'm gonna have to check most of them, I think. That's gonna be
peace.
fun.
Just rest in peace.
Indeed. However, regrettably, there is no peace here. Just pain. Ow. Speaking of pain.
You are right.
Alright, so I believe the first one I'm going to check is in Green Path, near the inaccessible Queen's Garden entrance. To Green Path we go. Alright, now I can check in Queen's Garden. And if I had to guess, chances are I've already got this one, but better safe than sorry. Alright, given that I've already knocked that down, my guess is that I do have this vessel fragment. Because if I'm not mistaken, it would be on that little platform there. I'm probably wrong about that. Is either on that platform or that stone. Either way, I definitely have the Queen's Garden. Wait, no, this isn't the entrance to Queen's Garden. What am I talking about? Never mind, I'm stupid. This was to go see, Sheo? Yeah, this is Sheo. Never mind. Let's not talk about that. Ow, I don't want to talk about it. So, alright, I am checking to the left here, it seems. Oh no, this is going to be the Lake of Ellen, isn't it? No, this isn't. What am I talking about? I have an awful sense of direction. Not that we didn't know this.
Yeah.
Alright, given I haven't apparently opened that checkpoint yet. Yep, there it is. It is up there. This is the one I'm missing, actually.
Hmm.
So first off, I'm gonna open that up. Then I come up here. Boom. Perfect. Convenient that I found it so quickly, I must say. Well, that means I can get out of here now. And now to go back to Grim. Now the real question is, will I be able to defeat Nightmare King Grim in the next hour? Ow. As much as I love the movement in Hollow Knight, I also apparently love forgetting to place down my Dream Gate to places I need to go to later. Well, off to Dirtmouth we go. This is gonna be great. And by great, I mean I'm going to suffer. So, before we do this, first off, I need Grimchild equipped. And second, I will be reorganizing my charms. Because I'm going to want quick focus and deep focus for that, I just noticed. And I'll take Soul Catcher as well. Very safe charm build. Very heal focused, as well as getting soul back for just doing stuff. But anyways, here we go. Instead of choosing to see Brum, I will be seeing Grim again. He is sleeping upside down in a cocoon of some sort. And if we use the Dream Nail on him, we enter his dream. And we hear something pulsing like a heartbeat. Until we arrive. Here he is. Nightmare King Grim. Also known as Fight I Suck At. Convenient. That didn't hit me. Ah! Ah! If you remember the Grim Fright from earlier, he is now faster, hits harder, and some moves he just doesn't show up for.
He's faster, stronger.
He's quicker, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the Nightmare Crew.
Yeah.
Ah. 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 That did not go very well, for obvious reasons. Anyway, we just get to try again. I might be entering this fight with no soul, but you know what, that's fine. I can work with that. I do have Soul Catcher for a reason, after all. And here he comes again, Nightmare King Grim. And I am awful. I jumped into that. That is my own doing. And anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Ow. The flame trail he leaves behind got me. Ah! I took contact damage from him. And that was just bad. That was also just bad. In case it's not obvious, there's a reason why I left an hour for myself to beat Nightmare King Grim.
Understandable.
I never claimed to be good at this game. And this should prove why. For what it's worth, even though I suck at this fight, I do think it's an amazing fight. It just might be my favorite one in the entire game. Just one I don't have to be very good at. Ow. 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 Ow, he stood up and I got injured for it. I too wish I could defeat my opponents by simply standing. I missed my chance to hit him. Ow, that fire lingers longer than I thought it did. Ow, he stood up again. Ow. I don't have eardrums anymore. I didn't need them anyway. Ow. Alright, I got him to stagger once. This is a good sign. This, however, is not a good sign. Alright. He entered his balloon state, and I just died like an idiot. Because I was trying to heal. Either way, we go again unbroken. I reiterate, there is a reason I gave myself an hour to beat Nightmare King Grim. I don't want to talk about it. I keep dashing along with him, that leaves me in his attack. Ow. We go again unbroken. I thought I could dash through that. I am just bad at that. Now. Not that we didn't notice. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one. We try again.
Hi, now that I finally got this macro up and working properly, I'll be right back.
Ow. 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 Alright, for what it's worth, although my performance against him might beg to differ, Grim in terms of design, fight, music, everything might just be my favorite all-time character. I keep getting damaged by him standing up. What do I do about it? Ow. Ah! Just gonna heal up a bit. No! I'm stupid. I could have reacted to that. I just didn't. Yes. Ah! Please? Nope. Ow. I was so close. I don't want to talk about it. For the record, I do believe Grimchild is actually required in this fight, especially given the fact that he disappears in the dream. So, yeah, there's a reason he's equipped now. Ow. Ow. He keeps hitting me by standing up. How do I deal with such a powerful force? I don't want to talk about it. Ah, every time I try to dodge that, I just don't. Also, as we saw in the Guilty Gear stream, even though I am not very good at fighting games, I still do enjoy playing them. And I must say, for some reason, fighting Grim really feels like fighting someone from a fighting game. I don't know why, but if there ever is a Hollow Knight fighting game, I would love Grim to be in it. Ow. Now. Yes. I don't want to talk about that one. Ow. Or that one for that matter. Ow. He dodged, he ducked and still stood up in time to hit me. Ow. Ah, once more he defeats me by doing his legendary technique of simply straightening his back. Contact damage hurts, everyone. I don't know what Grim is made of to deal 2 masks of damage to me on contact, with not even an actual attack with him literally just standing. But whatever it is, I want some. I don't want to talk about that one. Nifty. Ow. Not nifty. Ow. I pushed myself directly back into the flame. Ow. Ow. I'm fine with this trade. Ow, I'm not fine with this trade. Not fine with this trade either. Nifty. I actually got a heal. Successful. Ow. I don't know why I thought I could do something there. Alright, I'm gonna try a different setup, actually. I feel like, even though it's great to get 2 hit points back from Deep Focus, the fact that it resets my heal cooldown to being the same as it normally is really messing with me. So what I can do instead is, instead of Deep Focus, I'm gonna bring Nailmaster's Glory. And I'm also going to bring, I could bring something here, I'm not sure what. I'll try, we're gonna try Mark of Pride. Now, I don't think the actual, range of my arts is affected, but my, actual plain normal strikes are, which should, in theory, help me, because I seem to be missing them quite a bit. In theory. Of course, we'll see how that goes in practice. Now, not off to a great start. Alright, with Quick Focus alone, I can actually heal. I have more opportunities to heal, but I get less back for each individual heal. Ow. Ow. I don't want to talk about it. Alright, we're gonna try this again. As we do best. No! I timed that wrong. I really need to figure out where those projectiles land. Ow. I don't know why I thought crossing him up like that was a good idea, but it wasn't. Alright, I'm fine with that. That was a bad time to heal. That was just embarrassing. Once more with feeling. Ah! Stagger's great news for me. No, I missed. I was too high. I was too slow there. Ow. I don't know how I didn't get hit there at all, but I'll take it. Alright, he has become the balloon again. contact damage hurts. Ow. No! I dodged the wrong direction. Yes, stun. I'll heal. Alright. That was bad. I don't want to talk about that one. Huh. I don't want to talk about that one. Alright, I'm really feeling this build, though. This is a rough fight, to say the least. And best part is, after this guy, we've still got plenty more content to do. I'm not even close to finished. That was recovering the entire screen. Alright, use the balloon now. Nope, that was bad heal time. This is not a bad heal time, however. Unfortunately, I only have one opportunity to heal in terms of skill. Once more with the contact damage, I'm literally standing there. Ow. That was just bad timing. Oh man. As awful as I am at this, I must say, I think one of my favorite parts about this fight is that, like, despite how fast he is and how much damage he does, I really feel like you can get a grasp on how to deal with certain weaknesses. For the most part. Ow. Like, I really think this is one of those fights that rewards you for learning how the fight works. When your opportunities to do things like that. And I do love to see that. Ow. Ow. That was a bad time to heal. Why did I do that? dash. Alright, let's just hold on to this nail charge. I don't know how that didn't hit me, but I'll take it. Alright, now's my chance to heal. Alright, much better about that now. Get some kip damage in as he does that. Ow, that was off spacing. More with off spacing. Ow.
Alright, so my mom called me to help her make dinner, so this is probably the only time I'm back by the time your stream ends.
Alright.
You're still fighting me, man.
Yeah, I'm still fighting Nightmare King Grim. He is
Rest in
widely
peace,
considered to be a pretty difficult boss, all things considered. As far as I'm aware, at least.
Yeah.
Definitely not telling myself that to make my viewers think I'm better at this game than I actually am.
Understandable. Alrighty. Well, I will, see you in a little bit.
Alright, see you then. That was a bad time to heal. And that was a non-closed dash. Alright. Well, I'm getting close. I can feel it. Apparently, every time he becomes a balloon, that means that a quarter of his health is gone. So if I could just get him to balloon 3 times, and then play safe and poke from there, I should be good. I could be wrong about that number, though. I do know it's some important benchmark along his life bar. That was just awful. I don't want to talk about that. Ow, he once more defeats me by standing up. Alright, this one, I think this is just a loss. We're just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna restart. Tactical reset, we love to see it. Just gonna try this again. Alright, let's try this again. Ow. Ow. Awful. Ow. That was just bad. Now, I have beat Nightmare King Grim before, but that does not mean I am good at this fight. this opportunity to top myself back up. Name of the game here? Safe and careful. I know, the most boring way to play it, but you know what? If it works, it works. Ah, it didn't work. Alright, let's heal up. I did not expect him to go there. I'm gonna be a bit brave and cast a spell to damage him. Oh! Ah, he backed up. Ow. Not again. Hello, Dr. Nefariously Handsome. Fun fact, recent footage of Hollow Knight 2 actually sprung the theory Grim and Hornet are the same race. Also, music is a bit too loud. Sound kind of weird, but Grim is kind of hot, not gonna lie. Alright. Well, thank you for showing up, I appreciate it. Recent footage of Hollow Knight 2 sprung the theory Grim and Hornet are the same race. I can see how people think that. I personally don't, like, I don't know about the connection there, it's a bit tenuous. Music is a bit too loud, I can correct that actually now that I think about it. And Grim kinda hot, not gonna lie. Frankly, understandable. If we take it literally, he's got some flames and such, and if we take it figuratively, he's got like a sharp face, he's got like he's got the whole cloak thing, I dig that. He's got the sort of tall, kind of mysterious vibe. I can respect it. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, hello, it's great to see you again. I'm glad to see you back here again. Ow. Sorry if I don't sorry if I miss a message. This is this takes a bit of brain power, obviously. Moveset is kind of similar. Multiple legs turn into drills. Among the tallest creatures in the game have similar cloak movements. That's true. It's like, I don't think Grim has any relation to Hera, and I think that's what would inspire me to think the two are connected. But, of course, I could very much be wrong. I don't know, would be cool though. I will give it that. If it is true, then I'm down. Ow. Both are very notable people in Hallow Nest. Ow. Yes, another opportunity. Make Grim Hornet fanship kinda uncomfortable. You think? Yeah, that I did not realize that was a thing people thought. Probably for the better, if I'm being honest. Ow. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, Ah, he beats me by standing. I'm not sure about the logistics of this, but no worries. Oh! Oh, I did it! I beat him! Ship them by the rule, they are two most attractive ones, so it is only natural selection. That is fair. That is one way of looking at it, I suppose. Also, sorry for being a furry. No worries, I don't know what to say about it, but, I can see where you're coming from. Also, GG indeed. Oh my god, that was I want you to know, Dr. Nefariously Handsome, I've been here for the past 40 minutes fighting Grim. I've been here for 40 minutes, unironically. But you know what? It was totally worth it. Grimchild has been completed. And oh my god, I've been this was a rough one today. That was great. I'm just gonna go ahead and heal back up, get all my soul. That sounds exhausting indeed. I started the stream at 2 p.m. my time, which was like 2 hours ago and 45 minutes. And I typically only stream for 3 hours, so I'm probably going to be heading out soon. But before then, I'm going to be going to the next site that I'll be doing right away on stream tomorrow. Because there's a couple things I have to do still. I'm currently at 105% completion. And I know the first one I want to do tomorrow. I'm not actually sure if this counts, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. I've had a brilliant time so far this game, I must say. Technically, one of my first streams was actually a Hollow Knight stream. But this was like ages ago. And by ages ago, I mean like 3-4 months. And, yeah, I'm just gonna be doing a funny thing that kind of calls back to that. I will not be doing this on stream today, but I'll get there at least. It's gonna be great, trust me. And by trust me, I mean my legendary catchphrase, never trust anything I say. I think you have a pretty decent idea where I'm headed. You beat Carrion today. I've seen that a little bit. It, isn't that the Metroidvania where you're the monster, kinda? I think that's what that one was. It looked pretty cool. I don't think I'd play it on stream, but it's very interesting, and I am intrigued in looking at it. But regardless, this was a bit of a bizarre adventure, to say the least. I seem to have come out on top, though. I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, you play as a meatball. Sounds fun. But yeah, I think that'll be it from me today. It is a power fantasy made for people like me. It does sound pretty fun, and what little I've seen of it does look pretty fun as well. But regardless, thank you for showing up. This will be it for me for today. But yeah, see ya. Tune in tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday for some more Neon White, Saturday for I'm not sure what, might be Risk of Rain, possibly, I'm not sure. Monday for some Kingdom Hearts, and Wednesday for me to do this. It'll be great. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you being here. And I shall see you all later. Goodbye.